Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a direct, no fluff dive into a topic that hits home for literally every single one of us trying to get ahead. We're looking at a pretty hard truth: why relying on motivation is the exact thing holding you back. If you're a hardworking professional, someone constantly hustling trying to build that better future, you've definitely felt that really frustrating gap between what you want to achieve and what actually gets done on a random Tuesday morning. So let's just dive right into this and fundamentally rethink how we approach the daily grind. Picture this scenario. It's 6 a.m. The alarm goes off, just blaring in the dark. Besides you on the nightstand is, maybe a cold cup of coffee from yesterday, and you've got this messy desk just waiting for you. You look in the mirror, tired eyes. You definitely do not feel like getting up. You do not feel like going to the gym, and you absolutely don't feel like opening that laptop. And you know the hard truth about this exact moment? If you're waiting until you actually feel ready, well, you've already lost the game. Let's see how this builds into a much larger problem. Part 1. The lie of motivation. So we really need to attack this pervasive myth that gets sold to us by endless social media feeds. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Scrolling through reels, watching these highly edited videos with booming soundtracks and motivational quotes flying past. We watch them, we nod our heads, and we completely buy into the lie that successful people just wake up naturally fired up every single day. We think they're bursting with constant motivation, and if we just watch one more hype video, we'll magically transform. But then we close our laptops and go right back to bed. The crucial point here is simply this: motivation is a feeling, and feelings lie. Take a second to really absorb that. You just can't base a solid strategy on an emotion that changes with the weather.
Part 2. Why motivation fails you.
Let's break down the typical week of someone who hustles. You grind hard, you put in the hours, but what happens? By Wednesday, you're drained. By Friday, you're not running on ambition anymore. You are running entirely on caffeine and sheer willpower. And by Sunday night, as you watch that calendar flip and deadlines pile up, the anxiety hits hard. Why? Because motivation only shows up when life is easy. It's totally a fair weather friend. But life isn't easy when you're chasing something real and ambitious. This brilliantly illustrates the core problem. Motivation will ghost you the exact second things get hard. And in the pursuit of success, things always get hard.
Part 3. The power of discipline.
If motivation is broken, what's the fix? We need to pivot sharply to the real solution. On one hand, you've got motivation. It waits for next Monday to start the diet. It needs the absolute perfect hype playlist just to lift weights. Like we said, it quits when life gets real. But on the other hand, look at discipline. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel today. It literally doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline is tying your running shoes in the pitch dark. It's showing up to the gym when it's pouring rain outside. It's writing that crucial email when you're exhausted, or reading 10 pages of a book when Netflix is screaming your name. Discipline is simply the act of showing up when motivation is nowhere to be found.
There's this incredibly powerful quote from Jocko Willink that perfectly encapsulates this: discipline equals freedom. At first glance, I know that might sound like a contradiction. Discipline feels like restriction, right? But really think about it. Every single time you choose discipline over immediate comfort, you're buying back your future. By putting in the hard work now, especially when you don't want to, you are literally purchasing the freedom to live the life you actually want later on. It is the ultimate trade-off.
Part 4. How to build it. Now that we know exactly why we need it, let's get into the tactical playbook for busy professionals. There are 3 concrete, actionable rules you can use to build an unshakable system of discipline. Rule 1, lower the bar. Rule 2, remove the decision. And Rule 3, track the streak. Let's break these down one by one. Rule 1, lower the bar. I know, this sounds completely counterintuitive for high achievers, but it's actually brilliant. Don't commit to a grueling 1-hour workout if you're completely out of shape. Commit to just 10 minutes. Don't commit to writing an entire book this year. Commit to writing just 1 paragraph a day. Lowering the barrier to entry ensures that you actually start. By making the tasks small, daily, and absolutely non-negotiable, you bypass that overwhelming friction that usually stops you dead in your tracks. Massive goals are only conquered through these tiny, continuous steps. Rule 2, remove the decision. This is all about pre-planning to outsmart your tired self. Lay your gym clothes out the night before so you practically trip over them in the morning. Block out time on your calendar for deep work and treat it with the exact same respect you would a meeting with your CEO. You just can't rely on willpower in the heat of the moment, because if you have to wake up and decide whether or not to work out, yeah, you won't. Always remember this: discipline dies in indecision, so remove the friction completely. Rule 3,
Track the streak. Get a physical calendar and mark a big red X on every single day you show up and do the work. Psychologically, this is incredibly potent. You start building this visual chain, and very soon your primary motivation shifts from achieving a massive goal to simply not breaking the chain. Consistent daily action creates a massive identity shift. You stop being someone trying to get fit, and you actually become an athlete. Ultimately, this kind of identity shift will always be short, unsustainable bursts of intensity.
Part 5. Start today.
This is where we bring it all together. Consider this reality. Motivation is rented. Discipline is owned. You don't need to feel ready. You really don't need to scour the internet for yet another motivational quote, and you absolutely do not need to wait for a Monday or a new month to begin. You just need to start. Right now. Today. You have to take ownership of your actions rather than just renting fleeting feelings from some random Instagram reel.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative question based on our explainer today. The next time motivation doesn't show up, because, well, we now know for a fact that it will ghost you, will you be the kind of person who shows up anyway? The people who ultimately win in life are not the ones who are the most motivated. They are simply the most disciplined. So think about what chain you need to start building today and go take that first non-negotiable step.